My name is Elizabeth. I am the co-founder of STEM League along with my little sister.
Hi, everyone. So we're gonna go ahead with our agenda.
Yeah, so today we're going to be showcasing all the projects that students have made this summer. The agenda is we're going to go through and introduce our judges, as well as talk a little bit about the data and web development projects that the students submitted, and then we're going to announce award winners. So yeah, it's all really exciting. And I want to first introduce our hackathon judges. So me and my sister, we both judge the hackathon projects, as well as our mentor, Quinn, who is currently working full time. And so we dedicate a lot of time to make sure everyone got really good feedback from their projects. And also the hackathon judges also includes two of our developer leads, Sai and Rohini. So yeah, you'll be seeing, we'll show you how to find the feedback that we provided. And let me actually post the link to the slides so you can reference.
So first, we're going to show the hackathon awards are storytelling idea, spontaneous idea, visual design, and technical algorithm.
Yeah, so we have 4 categories that we were reviewing each project for and seeing which one they fit the best in. So the theme of our developer hacks this year was build into for the future. So this is kind of like a premise that we're heading into the future as our students build for projects. Sorry, I think I hear someone talking. Did you guys have a question?
How long is this going to be for?
It'll be around till 5. We're gonna aim for it to end around 5. Yeah. Okay.
Also, if we win, will our the extra swag be delivered as the same time as our regular swag?
Yeah, we'll announce that later on. So we'll make sure to cover that at the end. Okay. So first is our data programming projects. So one of our students, Trisha and Aaliyah, they made a quiz about like the futuristic job, and it basically prompts a lot of users to. So here's a little peek of what their project looked like. So basically, when you they utilize a lot of conditions to check like students and see like, oh, what type of characters that you would fit into for the future. So like different roles that you play in. So we're really proud of this project because it really builds off of the coding sessions that we had during the week 2. So yeah, thank you, Aaliyah and Trisha. Great job. And then next is Puzzle Story by Chelsea. So she created a really like immersive experience, kind of like an escape room with a bunch of puzzles. And we really enjoyed that. So here's a little sneak of all the project that Chelsea created. So basically, this part is a place where you do like a hangman kind of type of way, so that you guess like letters for their story, guess like the name of the word. So yeah, Chelsea, do you have anything to share, or if you're here, you want I guess not. Sorry. If you guys are mute, please make sure to mute yourself so that we don't have background noise. Thank you. Okay, so next is Tic-Tac-Toe by Daniel. This one was really impressive because Tic-Tac-Toe, I feel like, is normally like a visual game, but Daniel transformed it in a way that allowed Python to show like how tic-tac-toe happens in action. So here's actually a quick example of Daniel's project. So basically, the user prompts for whatever space on the board that they want, and we fill up as the game goes on. Daniel fills up each part of the board, so it shows the winner. So I think this was a really impressive game, and a lot of our judges will be seeing this. So yeah, I think let me just mute everyone really quick. Thank you. Okay, next is, sorry, we're just going through, and a quick note is that we actually have feedback for students. So if you go to the slide that's linked in the chat, there's actually like this demo button that I'm pressing on to show the demo. But if students want to see the feedback that judges gave, just click on this button and it'll take you to the feedback that we gave about the project. So the next project is by Natalie and Emma, and they created a project to depict a adventure story and just really bring you into the world of like their own fantasy. And so it was really creative because a lot of students had really immersive like storytelling projects, and we really enjoyed that. So here's a quick demo of Natalie and Emma's project. So it allows you to like choose your own adventure, and there's like really intense dialogue to narrate the whole project. So thank you, Natalie and Emma. And if at any point that I'm going through your project that you want to chime in, please feel free to do so. So yeah, this is really awesome. Good job. And then next is Carolyn. So Carolyn made a rock, paper, scissors game that is sort of space themed. And we really enjoyed this one because it really brings in the thematic hackathon experience that we're creating projects that fit the theme. So this is like building for the future that might be in space. So great job, Carolyn. And we're gonna go to the next person. So this one is a little bit different, and it's by Aiden. And Aiden created a Roblox game. And so this is a little bit more advanced material that he used to build his project. And so let me actually show you a live demo with Roblox. So I think it's gonna ask me to, I'm gonna open up the project really quick. So please wait a little bit. Sorry, things are running a little slow because of the meeting. So this should open up, and yes, can you guys, oh wait, let me share my, can you guys see the screen? So this is really awesome. Like I love this experience. It kind of looks like MapleStory to me. Kind of like Minecraft. So this is really cool. It allows the students, I'm like going left and right around the whole game. And Aiden's project really immerses the user into like how like the storytelling theme. And you can actually like have different settings and other information regarding the user as you're playing the game. So I think this is super awesome. And let me just exit this so I can move on to the next project. But really love the whole idea of this project and the premise behind it, which is taking your Python skills into like beyond. So I think Aiden utilized a different type of coding language to code this, which is a little bit different from the typical projects. But great job, Aiden. Props to you. Next is, sorry, let me hide this. Okay, so next is gonna be, oh, sorry. Okay, so next we're going to go to Tushar's. Tushar's project is really awesome, and we really like this aspect of blending in like environmental impacts into how we create technical projects. And Tushar created a project that depicted how environmental science can, users can learn more about environmental science and find real world applications to help them learn. And it was through a Python program that shows, that prompts the user to learn a little bit more about different roles and jobs in the real world to learn more about the aspects. So here it's like prompting for a project that's related to environmental science. So great job, Tushar. And yeah, sorry if I'm going really fast. I just want to keep in mind that there's a lot of students there's a lot of student projects. And so, yeah. Sorry, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Thanks. Sorry, we just were freaking out for a second because we thought you couldn't see the screen. Thank you. And then the next one is by Kabir. And I want to say ahead of time, I apologize if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. Just please feel free to correct me. But Kabir created a math calculator from using his Python skills. And I personally really like this one because it shows that, like, you know, we're blending in things that we learn in school into coding. And a lot of times coding, like, especially in Python, really reflects like real world computation that can be applied in multiple scenarios. And that's actually how Kabir's project includes things like greatest common factor, that in prime factor. And so I think it's really awesome. And this is actually something I wish I had during high school. So yeah, this is really creative. So yeah. Okay, so the next project is by Kelly. And this is, I really love this. And we actually included a little sticker because there was some really good like introduction to how your programming like projects can blend into your personal hobbies, or in this case, like shows that you enjoy. And she created a project that essentially asked and prompt the user like, hey, you know, ask a series of questions, and then based off of those questions, using that coding logic to guess the character from their favorite TV show or favorite game. So this is really creative, and thank you, Kelly, for bringing in this unique perspective in programming. And sorry, I'm just gonna check the chat. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm not missing anyone's questions, but please, we'll have a little break between web development and data programming projects. So feel free to chime in your questions in the chat, and I'll take a look at that afterwards. So this project is by Justin. He's actually a very advanced in Python, and he's actually in another time zone. So he recorded a video for us to watch of his project. So I'd like to show it really quick. Sorry, taking kind of a long time to load. But it's a Hangman project, and he actually implemented this with Python. And sorry, let me just play it.
This is my Hangman game, and these are the variables used to set up the game. It's the word you're going to use.
Sorry, let me just check that I am sharing my sound. Okay.
You know, how many mistakes you have, the letters you've used. There's this thing called blanks, which is just a bunch of little underscores, depending on how long your word is. This is mistakes man, and it prints out a little hangman, depending on how many mistakes you have. Okay, so this is the chunk of the thing, which is while you have less than 6 mistakes and the word that you're trying to guess is not equal to like the string that you're modifying, it'll have you guess a letter, and you can't guess the same letter, and you can't guess something that isn't a letter. And then it checks if the letter is in the word that you're trying to guess, and then if it is, it'll find and replace in the blanks variable, and then if it isn't in the word that you're trying to guess, it'll just, like, you know, add on to your mistakes, and then the hangman will print again.
Yeah, so I think that is his technical explanation of his project. So the premise is that we're creating a Hangman project to depict how Python would take in like different words and then output to the user based off of this game. So yeah, thank you, Justin, who can't be here today, but this is a really awesome project. So next is one of like my favorite ones, because I think it really applies a lot of real world applications into, like, you know, how in the real world, like in transportation, how we create projects and algorithms to compute things. And I think this one has really great potential. So this is by Pollux Chen, and it's a bike station algorithm that takes in a lot of information about users. So things like, oh, how many stations there are in a current setting, and then taking in information that implies like, okay, how many stations or how many bikes do we have at this hour? And based off of that, his program actually computes information about the station and the fee that's regulated by the algorithm. So I think this really blends in a lot of real world applications to Python programming. And we're really proud of you, Pollux, for creating this project. Great job. Okay, next is Sophie, do you want to introduce one of these projects?
Yeah, so next we have Rock, Paper, Scissors. This is by Dina Khalifa. Let me know if I pronounce your name wrong. And then, so this is basically a game that she just made to, you can type in like R, P, and S, and then I'll just show a quick demo. So here, as you can see, this is a rock, paper, scissors, like a family game you can play. And yeah, so
Yeah, so you're like kind of like competing against the computer, which is really cool to bring in the logic of Python is like using programming your own game so that you can play with yourself. So thank you, Deanna. This is really awesome.
and next we have Elon Program is by Riddy Val. Let me know if I pronounced it wrong. So this is basically like a really cool computer program, and it's like dice rolling. So when you roll a die, it like paints a dot, and then you just like it's like a really simulated game. So I'll just show a quick demo, and as you can see, this is the program display, and then like you can like roll a die, and then like it will like create a dot. And this is just like really simulated, like immersive in this program.
Yeah, if you pause for a little bit towards the end, it creates this really awesome visual. And it's actually really cool because every time I run the program, it displays something different because it's based off of Python determining these random images displaying. So really creative and advanced material. Great job.
Yep. And next we have the Code Crackers. It's by all Jessica Bay, Patrick Long, now Eva Yu, and Reagan Dumpy. So this is just like a really cool sort of like a choose your own adventure game. So it's a text-based game, and then it's like a mission-based, and then it's like really cool that you can like get to play this game. And one really cool feature is that it's a very like natural game because it like has those pauses and like the text is like written out one by one. And so yeah, that's a really cool feature of this game.
Yeah, I personally really like this because as different from like regular printing in Python as most data programming students know, this actually brings in like a little pacing to the story as like the letters like showing one by one. So it's really cool and like an immersive experience because it really brings in that whole narrative aspect of the game. So great job, Code Crackers. We're really proud of you and great. This is like one of our team projects. So thank you so much for sharing a little bit more about it.
Next we have Vaccine Fighter. So
this is Robel. So Robel wants to present this, and I just want to check that Robel is in the meeting. Robel, are you here?
Hello?
Yeah, hi Robel. Okay. Yeah, so welcome, and just, feel free to share a little bit about your project and let me know, because I actually have a demo here. So do you want me to click on the demo?
Yeah, sure. So it's really nothing too special, just sort of like a rudimentary kind of like a turn-based, something like you'd find in
Sorry.
it's all right. Something
I'll play it afterwards. Sorry for
as something you'd find like in a Pokemon game, and I decided to theme it around current events of COVID.
Yeah, and this is really awesome because I personally love this one. It brings in like that COVID sort of like real world application to a gaming environment. And Robel actually created the music soundtrack by himself of his game. So he wanted to play it simultaneously as the game was playing. So I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I think this is really like top-notch project. So yeah.
Well, we can hear, but we can't really hear you.
Oh, okay. Can you hear if I pause? Sorry. Okay, you guys can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, Rovel, for sharing. And let me just head to the next project. So we have a couple more data programming projects. This is actually a really long presentation. So feel free to just like take a break if you need to, but this is one of our like data programming projects. So next is by Maxwell. So Maxwell created a really cool game where it basically takes you to space and you have to like shop around. So it's in Python and he used a lot of user interaction in this game. And it basically like based off of the price that you give it, it displays different information about where you are in space and what like inventory you have. So great job, Maxwell, for bringing in that thematic experience of a hackathon based off of building for the future. So really great work there. Okay, and this one is Hackathon Arcade and Team Python people, if you want to unmute yourself and share about your project.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah.
So basically the project is about something like an arcade and someone's giving you a tour around a bunch of games that we did throughout the month in Python, and it's gonna give you options as you walk through. If you want to play, if not, it's just going to continue on with the tour.
Thank you, Nandini, for sharing. Does anyone else in the group want to share or just checking?
You said my name wrong.
Oh, sorry. Well, how is your name pronounced?
Nandini.
Oh, Nandini. Okay, sorry. Nandini, is there other people in your group that want to share a bit about the project? Okay, I take silence as no, but thank you, Nandini, for sharing. This is really, really fun project because I really like how it brings in different coding session, like knowledge from there, and transformed it to like a whole, like holistic project that brings in sort of like a gaming aspect. So great job, Nandini and team people. Oh, sorry, it was Team Python people. Okay, so now we've actually finished going through all the data programming projects. We have some really impressive web development projects. But first of all, I want to say like data programming track, like you guys there was more students in data programming this year, and we saw so many impressive projects from our students in that track. And now we're moving on to web development. And web development is more based off of developing sites. And so you'll actually be seeing a lot of the different sites and actually will be interacting with the projects that our students created. So let me head to the first one. So this one's by Arya. And Arya's goal for this website was to educate people about the Earth's future and just bringing in that educational knowledge about climate awareness. And so she created a website that basically educates users about different information about how we can take a stance and a role in climate change. So here we actually see on the nav bar, we have like timeline, and this is really impressive, but this is a lot of information. I bet Arya made a lot of research into understanding what users want to see. And she actually included graphs about how through different periods of time, we see different trends in the climate change. So yeah, this is really awesome. And let me take a look at current news tab. So in current news, she actually includes a lot of videos to educate her users about how global warming has really changed the earth, and also different information for if we click on the image, it takes you to different references online to educate other people about climate change. And I think this one's the most, I really like this tab, my favorite one of all is take action. And actually one of our mentors, Quinn, and also one of our judges, like she actually subscribed to this. So it was really cool because there's definitely a lot of integration into the user experience of connecting with the user for the future, like to sign up. And so great job, Arya. We really love this project and thank you for sharing. Next is by our developer alumni, and she actually created a Office website last year based off of the show called The Office. And so she wanted to bring in more of that experience for this year's project. So she created a website to depict and educate users about like the show Friends. So Friends is actually a show. And I don't know if Ava, if you want to share a little bit, but let me know in the chat if you want to, but I'll continue talking a little bit about this project. So basically here, if you click on keep clicking on the site, it'll actually show different images. And I think this just creates a really beautiful user experience. And here you can find information about the characters. So by clicking on, you get different personalities and information about the characters. So I think this is really beautiful. Beautiful project. And even here you can click to get quote if you say like a character's name. Oh, sorry, there's casing like Phoebe, and it will give you different quotes by the character. Now I'm in a wild loop, but let me refresh, sorry. Let me close this again and open it because there's also really cool tabs about her trivia game. So I think this is a big highlight of the project is she included a trivia aspect for big fans of the show. And based off of these questions, you can click, it'll tell you if you're correct or wrong, incorrect. And then after you finish the project, sorry, I'm actually clicking random boxes because I don't know too much about the show, but maybe some of you guys do. Yeah, I'm getting everything wrong because I haven't finished the show. So after you watch the show, you actually can see the score. So yeah, pretty low score today, but really awesome game. And here is also fun facts about the show. And you can actually have different, click on like you knew about the fact or not. So yeah, I want to just show a little bit about everything here. So here's actually different videos that you can find about each character. Yeah, sorry, I think my internet is a little laggy because of the Zoom, but this is really impressive. And I personally love this project. So props to you, Ava, for building on what you learned in JavaScript and just bringing in more of that knowledge to share with us. Thank you so much. So next one is by Cyrus, and Cyrus's project is really a really immersive game experience that is a little bit more on the side of like, you know, there's some violence going on. So it's more just like a sort of gun related game. But if you guys feel comfortable, if you don't want to watch, like, since there's a warning here, feel free to pause for a second, but I'll show you a quick demo of this project.
Round one, fight.
Yeah, so this is the gun here. Gun.
Game over.
Yeah. So this is the game. I think this is super cool. Like it's like a whole arcade vibe. I really love it. So and the soundtrack is amazing. Good job. Okay, next is, you want to go?
Yeah, next we have United States Travel Guide, and it's by Team Shani, by Suhani Shah, Billy Shah, and Biddy Shah. So here, it's more of like a travel guide for, like, since it's COVID, so more like the people can get to know a lot of destinations and tourist attractions. So we're gonna do a quick demo right here. So it just has an alert to tell you about the vacation places you can go, and then there are images for each of the different types of vacations. So if we go to tropical, we can see a list of all of the destinations in each state. And then you can go back. And then if I wanted to go to the family friendly tab, you can see like there's different destinations of probably like Disneyland, Six Flags, all of these different places. So this is just a website to learn more about destinations and then maybe do some research based on what you find. So really cool site. And this is probably something I would use to see where I could go on vacation in the future.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, this is great. And then next is cyberbullying by apologize if I pronounce this wrong, but Monica. Do you want to share a little bit about your project, Monica?
Sure. So should I share my screen or?
No, it's okay. I'll click here and it'll take me to the site. You want me to? Let me just open your site here.
So my site is really just explaining cyberbullying, how to prevent it, and all of that. So the first page just says cyberbullying 101, and you can click search. And there's the title, my name, and then there's two buttons. The first button takes you back to last page, and we'll go over the second one later. So it says, hi, in this interactive website, you'll learn all about cyberbullying. Before we start, I'd like to know a little bit more about you. What's your name? And then there's the name. And then you have two options. One is to click yeah, and one is to click not really. You can click whichever. So if you click that, it would say yeah, and it says that's great. Let's get right into it then. And then there's a little bit of information about cyberbullying. Yeah. So you can scroll down a little bit. And then you're just kind of agreeing with them and saying it's sad and stuff. And then there's like a link to learn more information, and then there's like a hotline. The link is just to like another website. And then it says, I never realized cyberbullying could be so serious. I'll make sure never cyberbully and to watch out for friends. And then they say, that's great. Now let's take a short quiz about what we learned today. So there's another quiz. There's a quiz that I created, so you can click that link. The button up top that said quiz also takes you straight to this link. And there's a multiple choice. What is cyberbullying? And obviously it's C. And so it turns green if it's correct. If it's wrong, it turns red. And then you can click B, and there's a little alert that pops up that just gives a little more information. And then there's another question. If wrong, it turns red. Correct, turns green. And then there's like a text answer question. And there's one that says, what is the National Suicide Prevention Hotline? I really just wanted people to like look at the website and to make sure they like absorb the information. So you can go back to the website and copy and paste the number. And if it's correct, it will turn green. And percent of adults from the United States who report cyberbullying in their lives, the answer is 40. If it's correct, it will turn green. And then there's a bonus that's really test your morals right there. So obviously it's no, don't cyberbully. There's one takeaway from this project is that. So that's my project. And then if you go back to like the website, there's just a little conclusion, and it thanks you for looking at it.
Awesome. Yeah, this is so impressive. I really, really love this project, and thank you for sharing your project with us. And Manoga, let me know if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but thank you so much. And let me close off and head to the next project. So next project is, is by, I think, her twin, Rishi. So best spice decreaser. Rishi, would you like to share a little bit more?
Sure. Okay, so go to demo.
Yeah.
So my project is about creating the best possible spice decreaser using science. So basically you have this entire layout here. So first click background information about spice or
Sorry.
yeah.
Oh.
And this tells you basically what the prior knowledge you're supposed to know before actually going in depth with my presentation. So you have all this information here, and you can click the link to go back to the main page. And if you scroll down, you can click the images to see how they help you against spice. So you can click anything. So that's lemon juice. So now it shows how lemon juice helps protect you against spice. And that's basically it for this page. But if you go up, yeah, it has all the stuff. If you go up, you have this arrow. And if the arrow points you to the next page. The next page is about how to beat the spice. So in order to beat the capsaicin molecules, which is basically the spice molecules, you must either dissolve the spice or overpower the spice. And you can click either one and it'll show you how to. So this is how to overpower the spice. And it gives you a nice diagram explaining how, like a visual representation on how it dissolves the spice. And you can click the link always to go back to the previous page.
Yep.
And you can click the link to go to the next page. The next page explains the final solution. And the final solution for me, what I figured out was that Greek yogurt with a lot of sugar and orange slices, which has been refrigerated for 5 hours, helps the most because the Greek yogurt has a lot of casein, and the casein protects against this. It dissolves the spice. The orange slices have acidity, which also dissolves the spice. And the sugar, gives an overpowering sweet taste. And refrigerating for 5 hours gives a nice cooling temperature in your mouth. And if you scroll down, you have this link which shows my qualitative observations. It's a video, you don't have to watch the entire thing. But yeah, it shows me trying to eat, it's actually really spicy. It shows me eating the spicy food and my experience, with eating or drinking milk, orange juice, and maple syrup.
I'll just show a little bit of it. It's really awesome. I love it.
Maple syrup. That's me, by the way. This consists of casein, this consists of acidity, and this has an overpowering sweet taste. So I'm assuming that these two will dissolve the spice, and this will overpower the capsaicin molecules. So for my control variable, I have something that has 10,000 Scoville units, and I will eat this and then try out the other spice decreasers to see which one will work best. Right.
I'll pause here, but feel free to explore these projects later on. Thank you, Rishi. This is so cool. Like, I love how you incorporate the scientific observations and going through hypothesis and educating your users through this technological transformation of scientific methodology to a website. So thank you for sharing, Rishi. Okay, next is the To Do app by Carol and Reshma. Would you guys like to share?
Sure, I can just give a little summary on how it works. But it's basically just a to-do list app, and you can just add in what you want to do, and it will basically add it to the list. You can also remove stuff from the list. Once you're done, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, so here is a demo. This is really awesome. I love the palette design. So yeah, and then here, as someone who might forget what to do, this keeps track for you. And you can even remove items from the to-do list. So yeah, great job, Carol. And Reshman, do you want to share a little bit or are you good? I guess not, sorry. So great job. And let's move on to the next project. So next project is Scheduler by Patricia. And I really love this one because it's a very beautiful and elegant site. It introduces information about how you use this application, which essentially you give input information about when you do a task. And so it goes kind of day by day. And you can see different animations in the back that show different times of the day, like how she depicts these items in each day. So I think it's really cool. Sorry if my computer is loading a little slow, but basically this is a really awesome project that involves productivity and how we can improve our productivity with technology. And if we go here, we can actually add tasks for each day. So if I click on plus Monday, it will add another task for Monday, and likewise for other days of the week. So this is super cool. And thank you so much for bringing in that productivity aspect of integrating it with web development and coding. So thank you. And let's move on to the next project. So this one is by Joseph, and I think this is one of the best projects in terms of finding that real world application. And Joseph created a project that is basically acting as a COVID test to test if you have symptoms related to COVID. And if we go ahead and click on the site, we'll take you to information about the test. And when you click get started, there's a series of questions that you're prompted with. So if I'm experiencing COVID symptoms, I would click like yes, yes. And if I display some form of these symptoms, when I click submit and get my results, it's actually going to prompt me that I had symptoms of COVID. So I think this is really cool because this can be applied anywhere to people who might not know a lot about COVID in general, or just how it impacts users and people around the world. And I think this is really awesome project. Thank you so much, Joseph, for sharing and creating this survey for people to reference. Oh yeah, and he also includes different things of what he would like to do in the future, which is like make it more integratable into mobile phones, and also using QR codes to access this test. So great job for thinking ahead. So this one is the PET project, and it's by Anna Guo, Reshma Winter, and Sophie Ha and Flora Lee. I personally really love, I think a lot of our mentors and judges agreed that this is one of the most sort of like community bonding projects, because it actually started out as a Discord channel in our Discord, and people were like putting in their pet information, or not information, but just sharing pictures. And the leaders of this project devised that we can build a hackathon project out of this. And so when you actually click on, let's take a look at the website. This actually includes everyone, all the developers that chose to share. There's different profiles for each of their pets. So I think this is like super adorable. There's information and just like about their gender and their name, and actually gives them their own sort of like persona as a animal. So yeah, and there's even non-living pet profiles. I'm not sure whose this one was, but definitely super cute. I think this is a potato, but I could be wrong. So yeah, and there's rodent profiles. I think some people had rodents and cat profiles as well. This is really awesome. I love the design of this website and just how organized it is. And also very big props to the creators of this project, because they involved everyone in the process on Discord, from communicating with everyone about like how they were going to coordinate the project to actually executing it beautifully. And great job, guys. Like, I think this is a really beautiful and awesome community building site. Thank you so much. So yeah. Okay, next one is YOLO Tours, and it's I think the group YOLO Tours would like to share a little bit more, so feel free to speak up.
Yeah, if you could open up the demo. Yeah. So our team was basically I'll just read the description. Have you ever wanted to tour new homes from the comfort of your house? Well, guess what? Now you can with YOLO Tours. With our website, you can tour affordable houses from the comfort of your home without having to even stand up from your chair. Visit YOLO Tours. Find the perfect home for you. Our impact is to make it more accessible to visit tour home affordable homes. And in our demo, we have two houses that we demo, and then in each house each of them have different. They have the same rooms, but they have different backgrounds, and every house has a specific thing. For example, house 2 has a garage. House 2 has a gym, and it also has different cars and backgrounds for every single house. So, for example, if you press the upstairs section, can you press the image?
Oh, yes. Wow.
And then just like press the bathroom. So we have this picture, but in house 2, we would have a different one. And also for the flush toilet, if you could press it,
Yeah.
you would have a different picture for this too. So in every single house, there's basically same rooms, but they also have different images, and they're also all worded different. And it's basically showing you a house without you even having to get up or going anywhere by yourself. And that's it.
Okay. Does anyone else from the group want to share?
I would say something, but that's basically it.
Okay, but yeah, thank you so much. Like, this is really awesome, Samuel. And bringing on, I think last year a couple of these folks actually from the group were students from last year, and they created a YOLO trips, I remember. And we love that project, and seeing it go to another level and how like intricately it's built as a team project, like making everything super immersive for the users, from just, having images and like having interaction. I would endorse you guys for like the next Redfin or Zillow, whatever. So this is the future of like home market estate shopping. So great job, YOLO Trips, YOLO Tours group. Thank you so much for sharing, Kanmin and Samuel and everyone else from the group. So yeah, and then I think this is one of our last projects, and it's by Game Hydro. Would anyone from the group like to share?
Yeah, can you open the demo?
Yes.
So Game Hydro is a platform where people can find video games and explore new ones. The impact of this website is to help people who want to play video games but don't know any video games to find them. There are 3 categories. This is the general games. It has the games that don't go into the other categories but are still good games.
So the sports games, it mainly talks about more sports related games like table tennis, hill climb racing, soccer, etc. We also have a game that we made on the bottom where it's similar to Flappy Bird, but it's a more basic version. And yeah, and if you go to the adventure games section, it goes more in depth about, the type of adventure games like Duck Life, Fireboy, Water Girl, Temple Run. And for that one, we have a dinosaur game type of game. So if you press a jump, you jump over the blue box, and the whole point is to get what you do. Yeah, it's kind of difficult, but like once you get the hang of it, it should be easy.
Awesome. This is pretty addicting. This is like what comes up for me when my internet doesn't connect. Thank you for sharing, Anya. And I'm not sure who was talking there, but you were really quiet, but I still heard everything you said. So thank you for sharing. This is like, I think, inspiration from the dinosaur game. So thank you. And yeah, there's another section for adventure. Oh, this is the adventure game. So yeah, I think this is a really great directory of all the different types of games that students can play. And this is really awesome. And I really enjoyed playing this game. So yeah. So now we've actually finished going through all the projects. We are going to announce the winners and honorable mentions and all that category. And for you guys to know, like yesterday, we actually finalized the deadline for the projects to this morning at 10 a.m. PST. And all of our judges, Quinn, Sai, Rohini, and the two of us, we went together and we met up and actually decided the winners. And it was actually very, very hard to decide. And that's why we actually split up some categories into multiple winners. And yeah, I'm gonna share the slides right now, but let me first make sure I skip or actually, sorry. I know that I'm trying to create some suspense here. I don't know if you guys feel the suspense, but let me just get to the slide where all the information is. So let me reshare real quick.
But drum roll?
Yeah, I wish there was a drum roll reaction for Zoom, but I think there's just claps. So yeah. But here, first of all, these are the honorable mentions that we want to give for each of our categories. So for storytelling, we had Natalie and Emma's Dimensional Traveler project and Tushar's Environmental Education project. And then for spontaneous idea, we really liked the spontaneous aspect of Carolyn and Maxwell's projects. That's very like space themed. So great job. And then the visual design, we really enjoyed Roblox, the Roblox game that Aiden created. So great job on that. And then technical algorithm, I think Ziana's rock, paper, scissors was really awesome. So this is our honorable mention, but now we're gonna move on to the runner-ups for our projects, these categories. So for storytelling, we were in debate of like, who to give the award to, but we really, first of all, these are our runner-ups. So first, we think Trisha and Aaliyah's project is a must deploy to BuzzFeed because it really includes all the aspects and touches on the whole storytelling aspect. So we gave that a little must be deploy to BuzzFeed award. And then for Kelly's program, the Akinator, we gave we really liked how you blend in your own interests into your project. So we gave a tech and hobbies. Like we really thought it was a really awesome program. And next is the gaming to the next level. So we gave that a little sub award to Chelsea because her puzzle game was really like, it really upgraded the amount of like gaming features that you can add in. She had like escape rooms and just different aspects to piece in the whole user experience. So great job. And then next is the spontaneous idea, best spontaneous idea category. We think Patricia, your project was very elegant and beautiful. So great job on that. And Rishti, you were actually Sophia's favorite project. We actually, a lot of our judges, we loved it so much. And even including your own like YouTube video to share a little bit more about your experiments on Spice. So great, good job. And then for Joseph, you think this is the best real world application out there. I think with more time, you would probably create this like for actual users in the real world. And you guys can actually just go onto the website now and do the test to check for potential symptoms of COVID. So great job, Joseph. And Arya, we think your project will save the world. And it's actually Quinn, one of our judges. It was her favorite project from all the projects that we saw. So there really is potential there. And we appreciate that you're using your own knowledge and educating and doing that research to share more about environmental impacts. Pollux, we think your bike station algorithm has the potential to be like a startup idea because yeah, I think a lot of startups start with sort of a prototype and yours is definitely at that level there. So great job on that. Next is the best team collaboration. We think Anya, Reshma, Bala, Willie, and William had the best team collaboration. Just piecing together the whole gaming inventory of games and providing that information is really a transformative experience. And also for visual design, the United States Travel Guide, a lot of the judges and me myself, we thought it was super aesthetic and really creating that masterpiece feeling for the user. So the Shaws like Suhani, Halib, and you guys are excellent web developers. Great job. And then next is Carol and Reshmo. We love your choice of colors and just blending in that user experience so we gave you like the best user palette. So great job on that. And then the pet project, I think that's my favorite personally. So it was a really great community bonding experience. And Anna, Reshma, Laura, Sophie, you guys really excelled at bringing the community together on Discord, and we really appreciated that. Last one is the most lit soundtrack. So I think Cyrus, your game definitely had a really awesome thematic experience for the user. So yeah. And then I guess lastly of our runner-up awards is for Kabir. Kabir, I think your math calculator, I think a lot of our judges, we agreed that we wish we had your application in college or high school, because that would have been super useful. And the fact that you're engineering this now as a young student shows that you can create more tools for yourself to make your school life easier. So yeah, and then Justin, we love your Hangman video, and we really enjoyed seeing your growth as a developer. And personally, me and a lot of mentors, we are actually teaching assistants at colleges. So I was a teaching assistant at UW Seattle. And when I saw your project, I was kind of blown away by the college level like code that there was. Like you included a lot of pivotal like parts of your program that had like method headers and things like comments throughout your code that really just blew me away. So great job, Justin. And for a best game portfolio, Nandini, Jaden, Kyle, and Aditi, we really loved how you blended in all the different coding session projects and created a simulated experience for your program. So we definitely think it really combines that game development portfolio. So yeah. And I think now is where we actually disclose the final winners of the hackathon. So I guess this is the real drumroll moment. So yeah, I guess, I don't know, in a real world, we would be doing drum rolls on the table, but I guess today we can all get excited as I move on to our first award. So the first category is Best Visual Design, and we wanted to give it to Ava because her project about the Friends show was absolutely stunning, and we think that there is definitely a very potential way for you to, like, you know, include web development in your future career, and just blending that in with your own interests in like shows like Friends is really amazing, and all the judges love your project. So great job, Ava. We also wanted to give the best storytelling idea to the Code Crackers project, and Jessica, Patrick, Nail, Eva, and Reagan. You guys made an absolutely amazing program, and especially in Python. Like Python normally is like printing things on the terminal, so it doesn't feel that simulated. But when I and many of our judges, when we went onto your project, we were blown away by the amount of detail that you put into your whole story and just creating that simulated experience for the user. So congrats to the visual design and storytelling winners. So I'll just do like a little class. And then next is our winners for the other categories. So we actually had a tough time, me and the other judges, to decide like on all the different awards for the next category. So we actually had a couple awards given for this category. So for the best technical algorithm, Daniel, we gave that to your tic-tac-toe game because we really enjoyed the experience that you created in Python. Like, you know, having that visual, like it must have been very hard to create that whole tic-tac-toe board and use that to like inform the users about like where their places on the board game. So I could go through a lot of implementation details, but I will simplify it to simple words as we were very impressed, Daniel, by your project. So great job. And then for another award for best technical algorithm was also going to Ridkey's EGON program. I really loved how you built off your existing knowledge of Python and utilized another library to create the whole visual for the user. And it really just shows that, you know, Python and data programming isn't just printing to the terminal or printing to the user, but also creating visualizations. And so, yeah, we really loved it. And congrats to Daniel and Ricky for the great best technical algorithm. Lastly is our last category, and we had a very long time to like think about who would be the winners of this category. So first, we want to give this award to Managna. And I apologize if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Please let me know if I am. But your Cyberbullying 101 project was amazing. Like I was so like, I was really actually blown away. Like I actually went in and inspected your code to understand how you made that like visualization, the whole like messaging visual and like letting things add on to the page as users were like clicking through. I think, and all the judges think like it was very much of like a masterpiece. Like there's definitely potential for users to utilize your application in the future. And it's actually building off of something for other people to like educate them as well as make them more educated and protect them in the whole internet, the world of the internet. So yeah, like Nagna, we are really impressed. And thank you so much for demoing your project as well. Second, or not second, but like we had three actually awards for best spontaneous ideas. And YOLO Tours was also one of our favorites, and honestly, one of my favorites as well. Derek, Jonathan, Reshma, Samuel, Chainmin, Grayson, and Kate, like I think we were on Discord, we saw all of your collaboration from doing like team meetings and having that leadership aspect to create this project. And I think you guys really took it up a whole nother level. Like, again, I think you guys can probably innovate the next Redfin and Zillow in the future. And I will be there to support you all the way. So yeah, great job on this project. We really liked and really appreciate how you included so much information about each detail, about each room and each floor of the house. So yeah, great job on that. And lastly, the best spontaneous idea also goes to Robel, Robel's vaccine fighter, because it really just creates that experience for the user, like making it something that's like COVID that could be at times negative, like connotation, to something that's positive, making a game from it, transforming it into a game. And that's exactly what Robel did, and bringing in that music soundtrack was also very impressive, and we all really enjoyed your project, Robel. So yeah, I think a final round of applause for all of our hackathon attendees for creating such an awesome projects, and apologize if we're going a little bit past time, but I did want to share some last words and share like graduation and things about or at least a lot of things that students are looking forward to, which is the swag. So I think swag is the most important. So we got another short slide to share with you right before you leave, and just bringing in that whole picture. So yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna start off with our developer graduation. And here, so in our program, we have 72 developers, and we have an awesome mentor team of 19 mentors and 7 developer leads. And we also have 3 program managers, including Elizabeth and I.
Yeah, and I wanted to say, like, each developer and every mentor and developer lead we recruited, and they really bring, like, they are the reason why our program can basically happen again. Like a lot of our mentors from last year actually came back and supported us, and actually even like had brown bag talks throughout the summer to share a little bit to the students about their career pathways. And we are so appreciative of the mentors and developer leads for making and building that community. Every time we had a mentor meetup, and every time there was someone posting in the message to get into the Discord to get help, developer leads and mentors were always there. And we really appreciate our staff. And also to the developers, as seeing the growth that you guys had throughout the past 4 weeks, we were very impressed by all the teamwork and collaboration on the Discord. So thank you so much for all of you guys for building this transformative community throughout the last 4 weeks. And we also wanted to thank our sponsors.
Yeah, so we wanted to thank our sponsors for UW, Paul G. Allen School of Computer Science and Engineering, and also T-Mobile, who we just had a talk with for the T-Mobile Tech Tour experience, and also the UW Electrical and Computer Engineering program.
Yeah, and I wanted to point out that like STEM League is actually all of our staff are volunteers, and when we say supported by, our sponsors actually provide us funding for all the swag that will be sent out in August. And so having to find all these sponsors has been like great to see the whole community supporting our cause, especially as a program that started last summer from the pandemic, and now being another virtual summer and having this go through another year is really amazing. And we are very grateful for the support that we've gotten from our sponsors. And lastly, we wanted to share a lot about our swag, because I know a lot of students have been chatting on Discord about it. So developer swags packages will be shipping in August, and we've actually made some designs of our t-shirts. And in fact, all of our developers will get 2 t-shirts because I think our sponsors really love you guys, and we're really impressed by all the awesome projects and progress and learning that you've created. And so, yeah, these t-shirts and swag will be shipped out in August, along with the developer certificates. And for the hackathon winners, we'll have a little hackathon badge and possibly some swag, extra swag for you guys. I know a lot of me and myself and a lot of our team will go down to UW's University of Washington to actually package them. So we actually don't know the whole picture of what the swag will look like, but be sure that we'll be sending emails to you guys about when they'll arrive. So yeah. And lastly, a last note is we actually are excited to be continuing doing more STEM League programs in the future. And we've actually gonna start doing an Explorer program in the fall. And it really is very similar to the summer, but it's actually very different because me and my sister will be actually teaching these lessons live. And so we're excited that we'll have the opportunity to connect with more students, especially like myself. I'm someone in the industry, and I definitely want to continue bridging the educational outreach and just helping students learn. And I think that's something me and my whole team of mentors, we all really enjoy. And this is just something we want to continue in the future. So if you're interested, I have sent a short email about it, but yeah, this is just a little bit information about what is to come. And lastly, this is a big graduation. We had over 70 students this summer. And so each and every one of you on the screen, we are so proud of you. And even if STEM League was your first time learning coding, or if it was your second time, or maybe you already knew some things ahead of time, like, thank you so much for participating in this community. A lot of our mentors put in a lot of effort to plan all these meetups, and we really enjoyed working with you guys. And I think thanks to this awesome group of students, we can continue doing STEM League again in the future. And so thank you guys, everyone on the screen. I don't want to name out all of you guys, but big congratulations and, you know, yeah, big applause. So yeah, and we want to put in the last, I'm not sure if there's a lot of mentors in this meeting right now, but I do want to give time for questions. But lastly, if people need to leave, I just want to close in on this program by saying, I think STEM League is a stepping stone for your students to learn in the future and possibly even pursue a career in STEM. And even if this is a learning experience, like be sure to make change in the world. Like we want to equip you for the tools to create your own sort of like world and community. And our mission is actually to educate every student and inspire them to pursue STEM opportunities. And we hope that coming out of this program, that we've achieved our goal for you. And we'd love to stay connected with you in the future. So we actually have a short exit survey that we'll be sending out after this. But yeah, be the change you wish to see in the world. I think that is really resonates with me, and I hope for you guys as well. And we want to say thank you so much for participating in our program, and we look forward to stay connected. Thank you so much. And if you need to leave now, feel free to, but I'll be staying behind to answer any questions that students or parents may have. So yeah.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone.
If it's okay, Elizabeth, can I ask you a question?
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know I asked you already, will the content for the